Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. So, where's Drake from? Where are you from?
Hi, I'm from Bend, Oregon. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, no, thank you for coming. Okay, so Drake, normally we give Spanish and Russian classes, but last few days we've been doing English. So we finished 9th chapter and we're doing 10th chapter, Vibhuti Yoga. You know a little bit about Bhakti, Drake? Or?
Very little.
Okay.
Just getting into it.
You're vegetarian?
On and off. Sometimes eating eggs and cheese.
Cheese is all right.
Cheese is all right.
But menstrual cycle of chickens is not all right.
Very good.
Right. Okay, so, 10th, okay, Jake came finally, Jake Bagaloli. Okay, some devotees from America joining. So, for Drake, we'll just start again, just reconfirm what we hear. So, of the Vedas, the Upanishads is considered somewhat of the most confidential section. And of the 108 different Upanishads in the Vedas, the Bhagavat Gita is considered the topmost. Therefore, Gita is called the Gita Upanishad. Because other scriptures talk about God. Upanishad means that which brings you near to Ishvara, or the controller, right? So, other Upanishads talk about the Ishvara. But in Bhagavad Gita, Ishvara, or God, is talking about himself. So for that reason, Bhagavad Gita is considered the topmost of all the Upanishads. So, Sarva Upanishad Gavo Dugdha Gopalanandana. If all the Upanishads is like a cow, he said, and Krishna is the cowherd boy. He's the milkman. Dugdha Gopalanandana. Dugdha means who's taking out the dood, the good dugdha. And Gopal is the name of Krishna, okay, because he's the son of Nanda Maharaj. God also have his parents, brothers, friends, uncles, aunties, grandfathers, grandparents, just like this world, no? Because this world comes from where? What's the basis of this world? The design of this world comes, it's like a photocopy of the original, like a reflection. Okay, Drake? So everything in the material world you see, it's like a shadow, but if the shadow have 5 fingers, the original has 5 fingers. So whatever you see in the material creation, it comes from where? What's the origin? That's the spiritual world. Right? But difference is, everything here is opposite. Like a reflection, like a shadow. In the material world, everything is temporary, but there, everything is eternal. Here is only no pure happiness. Here is mixed happiness and mostly suffering. And so-called absence of suffering, people call that happiness. But it's not. So here is mixed happiness or suffering. And the spiritual world is only pure happiness, always. Here is ignorance and there is only knowledge. So these 3 things, eternality, knowledge, and bliss. Krishna is made of these 3 things. Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. Krishna is all auspicious, eternal, and supremely attractive. Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. And this material world, the complete opposite. Asat, Achit, Nirananda. Temporary, full of ignorance and suffering. So, all the souls in this world have forgotten their spiritual identity. Okay? Therefore, where's Mark from? Mark Pounds, where are you from?
Sacramento, California.
Oh my God, I met you. I remember you.
Yes.
Yes.
Haribo.
You told me you were I remember you were the demon. You said, I'm a demon. I remember.
Yeah.
Time I've been wanting to get, in touch with you. Nice background you have there.
Haribo.
So, Haribol. So all souls have forgotten Supreme Lord, all souls covered by ignorance. But Krishna has not forgotten us. He has so much affection for us. Therefore, because he is so much kind, he comes to this world and he gives these instructions. If we follow these instructions, we can become free from birth and death, free from the necessity of taking one material body after another. So Bhagavad Gita is 18 chapters. So the first 6 chapters deal with materialistic activity, karma. The last 6 chapters deal with speculative knowledge, gyan. But the middle 6 chapters consider the essence, like a pearl surrounded by 2 lids, 2 pieces of shell. So first 6 chapters, the bottom of the shell, this last 6 chapters, the top of the shell, but they're protecting the jewel of the middle 6 chapters. So the middle 6 chapters, this chapter 10 contains 4 verses. This is called Chatur Shlok of the Bhagavad Gita. Like from a seed comes a huge tree. So in this 10th chapter, Krishna speaks these 4 essential verses, which are called the seed verses of Bhagavad Gita. Okay, Mark, have you learned any verses? Okay, if you can learn these
Not by
4
heart.
verses, okay, if you're going to learn anything by heart, you learn these 4 verses. Okay, in the 10th chapter. Okay, if you have Bhagavad Gita open with you, that will be nice also. So that's 10:8, 10:9, 10:10, 10:11. Okay, when I joined the temple, then these 4 verses, the first things I learned, pretty much. So this is called Vibhuti Yoga, chapter 10. Right, 18 chapters deal with 18 different types of yoga. So Vibhuti Yoga. Yoga means to join, right? So Krishna himself giving many ways how we can join with him, how we can understand him. So one way is through sweetness, appreciating Krishna's beauty, his sweetness. That is very powerful also. But another way for the common man, that is called Aishwarya Gyan, knowledge of Krishna's opulences. How great is Krishna, how everything comes from him. How he is the substratum, the cause, the shelter of everything. Okay, so just quickly we'll go through these first 7 verses until we get to the seed verses. Today we want to finish these seed verses. Mark, you doing Ekadasi?
Yeah.
Nice, good for you. Okay, so chapter 10, verse 1. Namidu, Krishna says, Vai Mahabahu Srinu ne Paramam Vachaha Yate Aham Priyamanya Vakshami Hitakamya. O mighty armed Arjuna, again hear my instructions that are superior to even the ones I spoke previously. Why? I'm desiring your ultimate welfare. I shall reveal this knowledge to you because of your love for me. So love is very powerful. Just like a cow, when sees its calf, automatically gives so much milk. So in the previous chapter, Krishna said, oh, Arjuna, this is Rajaguhya, the most confidential knowledge. But when Krishna saw Arjuna's so much faith, so much affection, then Krishna said, but there's something even more confidential I will tell you. So Name Vidu Suragani Prabhavam Me Mahashaya Aham Adihi Devanam Mahashamini Sarvashaha. I am the original cause in every respect. For this reason, all the demigods, even the great saints, do not know the nature of my glorious appearance in this mundane world. Right? The effect can never understand the cause. Right? But the cause can understand the effect. So Krishna is the cause of everything. Like we cannot understand who is our father. Even we cannot understand who is our father. No? So in the same way, Krishna is the cause of all causes. Everything has a cause. Like we look around the room that we're in, phone has a cause, room has a cause, chair has a cause, my clothes have a cause, this body has a cause. Yet people think the ultimate reality, there is no cause. because that is beyond sense perception, beyond the mind, beyond the senses, beyond the intelligence, because he is the cause of all these things. So he remains hidden by his own free will. So Krishna says, I am the original cause in every respect. For that reason, even all the demigods don't know me. The demigods live in the higher celestial realms, the higher planets. They have so much intelligence, so much beauty, so long lifespans, but even they cannot understand Krishna. There's a famous story. One time the demigods defeated the demons, and some argument happened. Who is the greatest? Who is the greatest of the demigods? So the fire god was boasting something. The wind god was boasting something. All were saying, I am the most powerful. So to give them some instruction, Krishna came in the form of a little yakshas, like a small being called a yaksha. And yaksha is quite an ordinary, it's like not even a demigod, it's like a sub-demigod. So Krishna came in a very ordinary form. And he came in the middle of this argument. Then he asked all the demigods, why are you arguing? Oh, I am the greatest. No, I am the greatest. So Krishna took a blade of grass. Who is the greatest? Then the sun god said, I am the greatest. Then Krishna held up a piece of grass. Oh, fire god, can you burn this grass? Then fire god was a little insulted, but he tried to burn the grass. It was not burning. He used his full energy, could not burn the blade of grass. He was defeated and went away. Then the wind god came. Who are you? I am Pavan, the wind god. Right? So I can do anything. I can blow away anything. Krishna said, can you move this piece of grass? So the wind god, Pavan, huffed and puffed. He could not move it 1 inch. He was defeated and went away. In this way, all the demigods were defeated one by one. Then they were asking, who are you? Who are you? But Krishna not answered and disappeared. Means whatever beauty, whatever opulence, whatever intelligence, whatever wealth, whatever someone has in this world, who is the cause of that? Therefore, Krishna says, even the demigods, even the saintly personalities cannot understand the cause of my appearance in this world. Yomam ajam anadim chaveti loka maheshwaram asamuda chamatyeshu sarva pape pramuchite. Only one who knows Krishna as the unborn, Krishna says, only he who knows me as unborn, beginningless, and the supreme controller of all the worlds, only he is free from illusion and fully freed from all sins. So 3 things we have to know. He is unborn, beginningless, and the supreme controller. Right? 3 things we should know. Therefore, even though Krishna has mother and father, we were just explaining to Drake, even though Krishna appears in this world, he has mother and father, grandfathers, grandmothers, uncles, aunties. He never takes birth. Is this a Christian class? No, Karan, this is a Hare Krishna class. So, Krishna is, even though he takes birth, he is unborn. So even though he appears in this world, appearing like an ordinary child. Like an ordinary child has mother and father. Ordinary child cannot walk. Ordinary child cannot do many things. Ordinary child depends on others for knowledge. Ordinary child depends on others for maintenance. So Krishna appears in this world in the form of a child, but still he is independent. No one else is the cause of his appearance. Like we depend upon our mother and father, they're the cause of this body, but no one is the cause of Krishna's body. He is the cause of his own self. Therefore, one name of Krishna is Swata. Swata means independent. Swata means self-manifest. What is the cause of Krishna's manifestation? Himself. What is the cause of Krishna's knowledge? Himself. Right? So everything that comes from Krishna, that is self-manifest, eternal. He has no beginning. He is the beginning of everything, but he has no beginning. No. He is the cause of everything, but he has no cause. Therefore, because he is the cause of everything, he is the controller of everything. So one who knows these 3 things becomes free from illusion and become free from all we call sin, karma, all action and reaction. Okay. So Krishna a little bit described to Arjuna ways we can understand how Krishna is the cause of everything. Intelligence, knowledge, freedom from anxiety, tolerance, truthfulness, control of the senses, control of the mind, happiness, distress, birth, death, fear, fearlessness, non-violence, equanimity, satisfaction, austerity, charity, fame, and criticism. All these qualities come from me. In Christianity, they think, oh, only good things come from God, and bad things come from another source. They say the devil, Satan. But we do not agree with that. No, everything comes from him. So-called good and so-called bad, knowledge and illusion, everything comes from him. He is the cause of all these things. Okay. So those who are new to the Vedic culture, not so easy for them to follow this next verse. But there are the 7 Maharshis. Right? In the beginning of creation, then 7 perfect beings were created from the mind of Lord Brahma. Okay, they're called the Saptarishis. Who are they? Headed by Marich. He is the topmost. So, Mahasayos Saptapurve Chatuva Manavasthata. So the 7 Maharshis, and even before them, the 4 Brahmacharis, the 4 Kumaras. These are the most ancient persons in the creation. Right? Of course, everything comes from Krishna, but still, Krishna has his agents for the creation of this world, but they are not independent from Krishna's potency. So Brahma is considered the creator in the form that Krishna gives him everything and he puts it together. Like someone supplies cement, sand, bricks, water, but the construction in charge, he sticks it all together. No, but he cannot say he is the creator of all the bricks and mortar. So Krishna, through his material energy called Prakriti, she manifests all the ingredients of the creation. Earth, water, fire, so many ingredients. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, false ego, chitta, the directions, acquired nature, the senses, the object of the senses. All this created by Prakriti, but Lord Brahma, he adjusts everything. So he's called the secondary creator. In India, many people consider him the creator, but he's just an agent. No? So he created everything, but he still would not felt satisfied because he had not created humans. Then he created all humans also of different natures, different varieties. So one of his first creations was the brahmacharis, the 4 celibate sons he had. No? And because it was the beginning of creation, the 4 sons came to him. Father, what is our duty? No? Tell us. What is the goal of our life? Why have we been brought into existence? So Brahma is the original guru because he's the beginning of the material creation. So in the beginning of creation, Krishna gave this perfect Vedic knowledge in the heart of Lord Brahma, because Lord Brahma is like the grandfather of the entire creation, the first guru. Therefore, Brahma is sometimes called the Adi Guru, the original spiritual master. Brahma has 4 heads, and from him come the 4 heads come the 4 Vedas. So Brahmaji is the first guru, and all the knowledge he got from the Supreme Lord Krishna. So when his sons, who are like disciples, asked, Father, what is goal of life? He said, goal of life is to achieve pure devotion to the Supreme Lord. Then they said, what do you want us to do? Then Brahma said, you should marry. Then these 4 boys were very intelligent. They thought, but Father, if we marry, then we'll be absorbed in women and children and maintaining household life, and so many disturbances, unnecessary problems will come to disturb our meditation on the Supreme Lord. So when Brahma ordered them to marry, they declined. No, we will not do. This will be disturbance in the execution of our spiritual vows, our spiritual practices. So Brahma became very angry. What? I gave you an order, you are disobeying? So there's only one order of the Guru one can disobey. If Guru orders you to marry, you don't have to follow that order. But all other orders you have to follow. So they declined, we will not marry. So the four Kumaras, they took the form of small children, like 4 or 5 years old, because small child cannot marry. No. Therefore, they remained in that form to avoid married life. So even though they're the most ancient of humans, most ancient of persons, they always remain in the form of small children. They're called the four Kumaras. So Krishna said the 7 Maharshis, the 4 celibate brahmacharis such as Sanat, there's 4, Sanat, Sanak, Sanatan, and Sonak, 4 Kumaras. The 14 Manus, right? So Brahma is the creator, so his lifespan is so long, billions and billions of years. So as human beings have our day and night, insects have their day and night, so Brahma has his day and night. So anyway, if we have a calculator, you can calculate how long is one day of Brahma. Right now is Kali Yuga 432,000 years. The previous age was Dwapara Yuga, that is double that, 864,000 years. Then the previous to that is Treta Yuga, which is double that. Satyavrat, what's the maths? 1,600,000 something thousand. And Satyuga is double that. So like something, 4,200,000,000 years. So these 4 ages compressed together as one Divya. So one day of Lord Brahma is 1,000 such Divya Yugas, one day of Brahma. So what's 1,000 times 4,320,000? Kevin? What's that? 4 billion? Yeah, 1,000 millions and a billion, right? 4,320,000,000 years is one day of Brahma. One day. And one night of Brahma is the same. So in one day of Brahma, there's 14 divisions of one day. And that time, that section of one day of Brahma is given to a person called a Manu. He's in charge of the rules of society, of governing human society, right? So one day, 14 Manus come and go in one day of Brahma. And Brahma lives 100 years. So even after such an enormous lifespan, Brahma also has to die. He also has to give up this body. So the 7 Maharshis, the 4 brahmacharis, the 14 Manus are all born through me. They all come from me. They are born from my mind. This human race has been populated by the Brahmanas. Okay? We cannot describe this too much, otherwise we get entangled. But still we should know that all human beings are not the same. Of course, spiritually all are the same, but still there are 4 different types of human nature. Okay, there is even you see in one family, people have different natures. So how can we expect all human beings to have the same material nature? So there are 4 divisions of human beings, not according to their birth, but according to what they like, their proclivities, their inclination. There's the working class, those who just like to work. There's the business class, the Kshatriyas, the Vaishyas, the warrior class, the Kshatriyas, and the Brahmin class, those who are inclined towards spiritual life, spiritual affairs. So Krishna explaining all these, the 7 Maharshis, the 4 Kumaras, the 14 Manus, all the humans, especially the Brahmanas, They had their disciples, their sons and sons of their sons. Right? But only one who knows all of my opulences and the principles of devotion, only they attain perfect knowledge of me. There is no doubt in this. So Krishna is saying this high birth, this is no guarantee of attaining knowledge for Krishna. No. One can attain knowledge of Krishna only through devotion to Krishna. Okay, so that introduction finished. Now come 4 verses. 10 verse 8, 10 verse 9, 10 verse 10, 10 verse 11. Okay, Kevin, you can learn these, right? Okay, they're quite nice verses, easy. Okay. Let's see, who's there? Okay, still there, Mark? 10 verse 8, right? So, first thing we should know, these seed verses of the Bhagavat Gita, these 4 verses, okay? These 4 verses have 3 divisions: Sambandha Gyan, Abhideya, and Prayojan. Right? So, the first verse describes Sambandha Gyan. Sambandha means relationship. We have to know how everyone and everything, conscious, unconscious, moving, non-moving, material or spiritual, everything come from where? No? Who does it belong to? This is called Sambandha Gyan, right? Just like if I walk into a room and I see someone's wallet. This is just a stupid example, but if I know that wallet belongs to my father or my brother or sister, I cannot take it because it doesn't belong to me. Right? In the same way, we know this entire creation and everything in it belongs to Krishna, then we can give up the desire to exploit and use that for our own selfish purposes. So because of lack of this knowledge of where everyone and everything belongs to, for that reason we are performing foolish activities in this world. Okay, so aham sarvasya prabhavo madva sarvam pravatete iti matva bhajante mam buddha bhava samanvita. Okay, so the absolute truth is not impersonal. Okay, material nature is not the cause of material existence. Krishna is the cause of all matter also. Because the material energy comes from, this is Krishna's energy, Krishna's potency. So aham, Krishna says, pointing to himself, I. So many people think the absolute truth is impersonal. The absolute truth has no body. The absolute truth has no form. But no, the absolute truth is not a person. But God is a person, the Supreme Personality. We are persons and we are tiny souls. So the Supreme Soul is also a person. But he's called the original person, Adi Purush. He's the omniscient person. He's the omnipotent person, the all-powerful person, the all-knowing person, the omnipresent. He is the all-present person. Like I am present only in one body, but Krishna is present in all bodies. We possess some beauty, some knowledge, some wealth, some reputation, right? Some renunciation, but Krishna possesses complete knowledge, complete beauty, complete strength, complete fame, complete wealth. And despite having everything, he's not attached to it. We're very busy thinking this is my house, my wife, my dog, my car, my responsibility. So Krishna possesses everything, but he's not attached to it. He does not depend on these things for his happiness. Okay, so aham sarvasya prabhava, mata sarvam pravatade. I am the source of both mundane and spiritual worlds. Everything emanates from me. Everything comes from me. Right? Krishna is the supreme energetic. Right? As soon as you started talking about Krishna, all the people drop out of the class. They don't want to hear this. No, what? Someone else apart from me is the controller? Someone apart from me is the enjoyer? So, anyway, Krishna says everything material and spiritual, both come from him. Unfortunately, in Christian thought, many people think only spiritual things belong to God. He only controls spiritual things. And material things come from something else. But no, God is the controller of both, matter and spirit. Therefore, in spiritual life, we do not differentiate. We do not think material things are inherently bad and spiritual things are inherently good. No. Because both matter and spirit both belong to Krishna, both can be used for his service. For example, many people think money is bad. Money is not inherently good or bad. It depends what you do with it. Like a knife is not good or bad. It depends what you do with it. If you stab someone, that is bad. If you use it to cut fruit and offer to Krishna, then it's a good thing. So in our tradition of Bhakti Yoga, we're gradually trying to train ourselves how to see everything as related to him. Everything can be used in his service, including people, money, bricks, stones, computers, fruits, cows, trees, property, intelligence, the senses, this body, whatever we have, all can be used for his service. So knowledge of this is called Sambandha Gyan. Knowledge of I belong to Krishna and everything else also belongs to Krishna. One time, and lack of this knowledge is called illusion. In simple language, to see anything as separate from Krishna, that is called illusion. Illusion, why? Because it's not true. So this knowledge, this will free us from all fear. There's a nice verse in the Bhagavatam, Boyam Dvitiya Abhavanesha Tatshat Isat Apachasya Vipari Dosmiti. Tad Mayata Bhajate Abhajite Tvam Bhaktaiki Sham Guru Devatmana. Very nice verse in Bhagavatam. No? Because of duality, all the souls in this world are absorbed in fear. No? Everyone feared. Why? Because of seeing something as separate from Krishna. As soon as we think something is ours, then we fear, I will lose it. No? As soon as, like I remember sometimes you have to travel on a bus or a train, no? And you have your passport or your money with you. At nighttime, you cannot sleep because you're afraid someone will come and steal it from you, right? One time in Mexico, I remember I had some $5,000, I remember. It was a lot of money. Then where to keep, nowhere to keep, so I kept it under my pillow. But nighttime could not sleep, because tension. If I sleep, someone will take. So as soon as you think something is mine, then fear comes. No? Why? Because of duality. You think this is mine and this something else belongs to Krishna. So as soon as you have this mentality of dualism, or some interest separate from Krishna's service, some separate interest gives fear. Right? As soon as you have a wife, for example, then immediately comes fear. Some other man may take her. Maybe she will become sick or diseased. Then children come, more fear. House or car, more fear. So anyway, so how to give up fear? How to give up anxiety? Right? When you don't have something, you want it. No? I want this, I need that, then always intention. And when you get it, then fear, you will lose it. Hankering, fear, and when you do lose it, then lamentation. And everything you have in this world, one day you will have to leave it. It will leave you, or you will leave it through the time factor, death, theft, disease. No. So hankering, fear, and lamentation. No. Hankering for it in the future, I want this. Fear, now I have this and I will lose it. And when you do lose it, then hankering, then lamentation. So these three terrible stages of life, hankering, fear, and lamentation, what is the cause? Forgetting Krishna. No. So anyway, just one verse, but how much knowledge is in that? So one who knows, the wise who know this well, what do? Who understand everything belongs to Krishna, what do? Then Krishna says, they engage in my bhajan, bhajanti mam. Right? Iti matva bhajanti mam. Iti, this means this knowledge, matva, who accepts. Bhajanti mam, they worship me. Krishna says, pointing to himself. Therefore, what we are doing is called Krishna bhajan, or bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga means, bhaj dhatu in Sanskrit means to serve. Right, Shanti, when Didi says, how's your bhajan? What she's asking you. How's your service? How's your service to Krishna? Are you serving Krishna by chanting about his name? Are you serving Krishna by hearing about him? Are we serving Krishna by thinking about him? Are we serving Krishna by cooking for him? Are we serving Krishna by using all our senses for his satisfaction? Right? So, how is your bhajan? So Krishna says, Iti matva bhajanti mam. Those who know this, they worship me. They do my bhajan. They do my bhakti. Buddha bhava samanvitaha. Buddha means learned persons, bhava samanvitaha. Bhav means they worship me with bhav. Bhav means transcendental emotion, love for Krishna. Not just dry knowledge, I must do this. But they worship Krishna with their hearts melting with full affection. Buddha bhava samanvitaha. So if everyone can learn these 4 verses, it's not hard to learn a verse. If you learn 1 word an hour, Shanti, you can learn a verse. Okay? So the 9 o'clock word is aham. Anyone can remember aham. I. Sarvasya. Everything. 10 o'clock word. Aham sarvasya. 11 o'clock. Prabhavo. Prabhav. Prabhava. Aham sarvasya. So one day you can learn 1 verse if you just learn 1 word an hour. So I'm the source of everything, both material and spiritual. Everything emanates from me. The wise who know this well engage in my devotion with transcendental emotion in their hearts. Krishna wants not slaves, he wants loving affection. So verse 9, Machita matkata prana bodayantis parasparam katam nitis chamam nityam tusyanti cha ramanti cha. Okay. Srila Trivikramaraj told me, this is the most important verse in Bhagavat Gita. Okay, Krishna says, those whose minds are absorbed in me and whose lives are wholeheartedly devoted to my service derive great satisfaction and bliss from constantly enlightening one another about me and performing kirtan of my name, form, qualities, and pastimes. Trivikramaraj would say this is the most important verse of the Bhagavad Gita. When materialists meet together, what do they talk about? COVID, business, the lusty affairs between man and woman, football, many things they talk about. But what's the definition of a devotee? When devotee means meet together, what do they talk about? They talk about one thing, Krishna. So machita, chitta means mind, heart. Machita. Those who have given their hearts to me. Mat gata prana. I am their only destination. Pran means life. So I am their life. Our problem is we are living for ourselves, but that is a terrible existence. Love means to live for others. So without love, then we are like stones, like dead persons. So everyone has love, but unfortunately we are giving love to the wrong persons, to wife, to children, to dog, or to matter. So love is not inherently bad, but when you give your attachment to something temporary, then you will suffer. That will give, again, hankering, fear, and lamentation. So love is not wrong. Some religions they think all attachment is wrong, destroy attachment. Like Buddhism, like the yoga theories, Patanjali yoga theory. They think attachment is wrong. Attachment gives suffering, so give up attachment. But we say no. Attachment never gives suffering. Attachment to the wrong thing gives suffering. But attachment to the right thing gives bliss, happiness, knowledge. So Krishna says, of all the things you can be attached to, what's the best thing? The source, the cause of everything. So here Krishna gives a definition of a devotee. Machita, they've given their minds to me. Matkata prana, they've given their life to me, means I am their life. Bodhayanta parasparam. When they meet each other, what do? Paraspar means like meeting, giving and taking. Paraspara, giving something, taking something. So when devotees meet, what do? They give topics of Krishna and they receive topics of Krishna. So in this meeting of devotees, Krishna is present there. Where does Krishna live in this world? Krishna said to Narad, Naham tistami vaikunta. I do not live in the spiritual world. Yoginam hridaya siva. I do not live in the hearts of the yogis. O Narad, where do I live? Tatra mad bhakta gayan. I live where my devotees speak about. When we hear about Krishna, when we speak about Krishna, we feel one happiness. Of course, this is Zoom, so it's like mid-10th class. But still, when we speak about Krishna, we feel a happiness. When we hear about Krishna, we feel a happiness. So what is that happiness? That is Krishna. He is there. Katayantis timam nityam. So my devotees are always speaking about me. Tusyanti cha ramanti cha. When they speak about Krishna, they feel happiness and they give happiness to others. So devotee always talking about Krishna's form, Krishna's name, Krishna's activities, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's devotees. So this covers the topic of Abhideya. Right? In the beginning of the class we said 3 levels of knowledge. Sambandha, Bhagavan, Abhideya, Bhakti Hoy, Krishna Prema Prayojan Veda Tritattva. Okay, Sarah, all the Vedic knowledge just deals with 3 subject matters. You can get a tattoo. 3 tattoos. Sambandha, Abhideya, Prayojan. Sounds complicated, but it's super easy. Sambandha means relationship. We already just discussed that point. So according to our relationship with someone, we perform certain activities. We have certain duties to perform. Like material example, if this child is your child, that's the sambandha, the relationship, then you'll always have a particular mood and feeling and activities and responsibility towards that child as a mother. Understand? Or if this man is my husband, that's the sambandha, the relationship, then a wife will have certain feelings, certain duties, certain responsibilities, certain actions as a wife. If this person is my enemy, right, that's my relationship, this person is my enemy, then I'll always have certain activities, certain feelings. According to the relationship, there will be some action, there will be some feelings. That is called abhideya, action. So if someone's friend, someone's an enemy, someone's a relative, someone's a business partner, as many relationships you can have in this world, there will be different abhideya, different actions. Understand, Sarah? It's pretty easy, right? So if I'm related to Krishna and everything else is related to Krishna, then what's the activity I have to do? So that activity is called bhakti or service. Okay, so abhideya means I should serve Krishna. Right? If everything belongs to Krishna, I also belong to Krishna. Then myself and everyone else and everything else should be used for his service. So abhideya refers to the activities of devotion. Okay, if I have to serve Krishna, how do I serve Krishna? What does Krishna like? Right? Therefore, if someone wants to do devotion, he has to come to the scriptures because scriptures describe the process of devotion. If one gives up the scriptures and tries to please Krishna whimsically or by imagination, maybe he'll end up displeasing Krishna. Like a material example, Imagine I invite Sarah around for lunch, but Sarah's allergic to eggplant. Stupid idea. You hate eggplant, hate tomato. So you're coming around for lunch, and then all day I'm frying eggplant, I'm baking the eggplant, I'm putting the eggplant on the barbecue, I'm doing deep fried eggplant pakoras, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, making eggplant lasagna. I've done a lot of work, but because you hate eggplant, all my work is useless because not pleasing to you. So in the same way, if I want to serve Krishna, I want to please Krishna, I should know what pleases Krishna, right? And if I want to please him, I should do those activities. So scripture describes those activities. That's why it said, Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatik Vidavina Akantik Hari Bhakti Utpadeva Kevalam. Any activity which ignores the bona fide scriptures like the Shruti, the Smriti, and the Puranas, but any devotional activity which ignores the suggestions of the scriptures, that means that person will achieve no perfection, and their efforts will just cause disturbance to society. Like, just up the road is a temple, and we went past, and I said, oh my, every day we're going to the land and coming back. And I said, wow, look at that garden there. One day, tomorrow, I want to go and look in their garden, and then we can get some ideas for our garden. And I asked Maharaj, who owns that? Maharaj said, oh, that belongs to one. He's quite famous in Bengal. His name is Anukul Thakur. Anukul means favorable. So his philosophy, everything is favorable. Means cigarette, ganja, women, meat, fish. Everything is favorable because everything comes from God. So everything is helpful for devotion. Right? So someone who follows that theory, what's going to happen to them, Sarah? Are they going to please Krishna? No way. Are they going to achieve perfection themselves? No. What are they going to do? In the name of devotion, they destroy themselves and society. Anyway, so I won't go on too much about that. But, so everything and everyone belongs to Krishna. Okay, then what's my duty? My duty is to serve him. So how do I serve Krishna? I have to go to those who know already about service to Krishna. Those who are already serving Krishna, I should learn from them. I should take their mood, right? Then I can also serve Krishna. So here comes a very important point of guidance, anugatya. So if you want to hear about Krishna, who are you going to hear from? I should hear from a proper person, someone who's perfectly already fully engaged in Krishna's service. Someone who already loves Krishna, I should hear from them. So in just one little verse, how much Krishna put in there, how much idea Krishna gives us. If you want to love me, you want to think about me, you want to serve me, you should go to someone who's already serving me. And from them, you can get this mood. Everything comes by association. Like if I parachuted Manoram onto an island of heroin addicts, what would happen to him? Come back 6 months later, Manoram would be a junkie by association. If we parachuted Manoram onto an island of cannibals, if she survived, after 6 months would be a cannibal. So Guru Maharaj would say, no one is born inherently very good or very bad. Everything good and bad we learn from someone. So all bad things we learned in our life, who taught you Manoram? Other bad persons. And anything good you know in your life, who taught you that? Some good persons. So here in this verse 11, Krishna gives some understanding to us. Okay, if you want to serve me, you have to go to the superior personality. Who is superior? Not one who's more intelligent or better looking or a particular, born in a particular section of society. No. Someone who's already serving me, you go to them. And paraspara, you should talk with them, hear from them. And if you have some question, you should ask that question. Oh, I think I missed, yeah. So by doing that, you will also learn devotion to me. So verse 10 and 11, discuss the third subject matter of the Vedas called Prayojan. Prayojan means the goal. Okay, I have a relation with Krishna, Sambandha. I should serve Krishna, Abhideya, the process. But what's my goal? Right? Just like I'm going to the gym and lifting weights, what's my goal? To get it to 180 pounds, to go on a marathon, right? I'm going to university, right? Why? What's my goal? My goal is to become a doctor or a lawyer or something. Everything should have a goal. So if I'm practicing now the process of devotion, what's the goal of devotion? The goal of devotion is perfect devotion, pure devotion, or love of Krishna. That is called prema. So in verses 10 and 11 of Bhagavad Gita, verse 10, Krishna talks about goal of life. Okay. Tesham satayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. Okay, Marina, understand? Madhavi, understand my English? No, bit fast. So Tesham satayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam. Tesham, those satayuktanam, who always connected with me, with Krishna, through a mood of service. Bhajatam pritipurvakam. They are doing my bhajan. Already we discussed. Bhajan means service. They are serving pritipurvakam. They are serving me with full affection. They are serving me with full love. Then, dadami buddhi yogatam. To them, I give the intelligence how they can get me. Right? So what's our goal? The goal is to serve Krishna with pure devotion, pure affection. Our problem is now we have never met Krishna, we have never seen him. Maybe we're just meeting him for the first time through hearing. No? But we should know the goal of all, but we are not, even though we hear, still our minds go here and there because we have not developed that love for Krishna. Even we chant the names of Krishna, but mind is thinking of something else. Even we cook for Krishna, but some other desire is there. Time is there to hear about Krishna, but we have other desires. I'd rather do this and that. That all the symptom of no love. But by doing devotion, by following this stage of practice, one will gradually become free from all other desires, all impediments and obstacles, and achieve love for him. So Krishna says, one who serves me with affection, I give intelligence how they come to me. Right? In a very simple way we can understand, in this world someone wants to attain God, but he has no idea what is God, how do I attain him, what's the process. Then Krishna in the heart, he gives some inspiration. Maybe somehow like magic, we meet devotee, we get a book. No? I remember when I was maybe 10, actually I was going to the movies for the first time with my friend. So I got the ferry, and then I came. There was one devotee. Maybe I was a little bit older. So I was very young. So he came and he had this huge book in his hand, Bhagavat Gita, huge. Especially when you're 10, everything looks pretty big. And I knew this guy belongs to some cult, some religion or something. So he said, take this book. And it was huge. I'd never seen a book that big. So I was I didn't want to be rude. How much is it? And he said, oh, whatever you like. And I was thinking, yeah, sure, right. Everyone says that. So in one pocket, I had $10. That time, $10 was a lot. No? So $10 I had in one pocket, but in the other pocket, I had 20 cents. So I thought I'll be very clever because I didn't really want the book. I brought out 20 cents. So I thought, no way he'll accept 20 cents for such a huge book. So I said, oh, this is all I have. And he said, no problem. And I was completely shocked because he meant it. He really meant, and I was really in shock. Oh my God, he's going to give me this huge book for 20 cents. But still, I was so bad, I didn't take it anyway. So Krishna arranged this. You meet some devotee, somehow you get contact, some book, some class. This is Krishna arranging all these things. Krishna himself giving knowledge. If you want to understand Krishna, who gives understanding of Krishna? Who else will give understanding of Krishna except for Krishna? No? So I should serve, but how? I should serve with love. Loving service should be there. Then the last verse, Tesham evanukampatam aham jnana jamtamaha nasayami atma bhavasto jnana deepena bhavata. Tesham evanukampatam. So those who are searching for me out of compassion for devotees who are exclusively devoted to me, right? Krishna himself gives knowledge. Where is Krishna? He's inside and outside of everything. So if someone is searching for Krishna, trying to please Krishna, trying to serve Krishna, who help them? Krishna himself helps them. That I, dwelling within their hearts, they're intelligent, with the light of transcendental knowledge, I destroy all ignorance. Right? Only out of compassion for devotees who are exclusively devoted to me, do I, Krishna, dwelling within their intelligence, destroy with the blazing lamp of transcendental knowledge the darkness of material existence, which is born of ignorance. So Krishna himself take full responsibility for delivering those persons who serve him. That is the meaning. Therefore, Nityananda is so kind, no? Nityananda is the greatest devotee of Krishna, so he would go village to village. No, he appeared 500 years ago, and what he would say, Yatastamri brata kuru hari hari dwannamanisham tadapalat samsarare tuki bhava jalam. Nityananda would go village to village and he would call everyone chant the holy names of Krishna. If you chant the names of Krishna, I will take personal responsibility for your deliverance from birth and death. So Gurudev would speak on that verse and he would laugh and he would say, if you chant Harinam and you are not delivered from birth and death, then you have right to complain to the office of Nityananda Prabhu. You can make a complaint. Oh, Nityananda, you said whoever chants the name of Krishna is delivered. But why I'm not delivered, I'm still, therefore your promise is wrong. Therefore you can give complaint to Nityananda's office. No? So Krishna himself take full responsibility for the deliverance of the devotee. Therefore sometimes we see devotee come in some trouble in their life, some obstacle, maybe some disease, some poverty. So we should not make the mistake of thinking, ha ha ha, this is the result of his karma. We should not make that mistake. If one is surrendered to Krishna, then anything happens to them, this is the direct will of Krishna. This is not just the result of past activities. It means Krishna's personally interfering in a good way, of course, in the life of that devotee to quickly destroy all obstacles and bring that person to him. So sometimes we see devotees suffering some reverses, some bad luck, some misfortune. Then this is Krishna's direct mercy. In Bhagavatam, Krishna says, Yasyaham anugrana. To one who is devoted to me, I myself take away all their possessions. Everything they have, everything they love apart from me, Krishna says, I take it away. I remove it. So everyone have different attachments. So one is surrendered to Krishna. Krishna takes responsibility for himself destroying that ignorance. Well, there's one story. I remember maybe 20 years ago I read it, and I've not seen that story again. So I cannot remember the names, but I remember it was a very beautiful story. There was one devotee living in, he's one of the 12 Alwas. In South India, there's 12 great saints called the Alwas. Right? Some of the Alvas, incarnation of Krishna's flute, another Alva, incarnation of Krishna's shoes, like this. So 12 famous devotees. So they're called the Alvas. In Jagannath Puri is a deity called Alvanath. He is the Lord of the Alvas. So in North India, we don't hear too much about them, but in South India, they're very famous, very famous. So I remember reading one story. I should try to I should study that story again. I can get the names. But one devotee, he was great devotee, high class devotee. And his service was just looking after the tulsi tree, the tulsi plant. Already we heard about if we want devotion, we have to get devotion from someone who has devotion. So Krishna has his agents in this material world, especially the river Ganga, the devotees themselves, right? The scriptures, especially the Srimad Bhagavatam, and Tulsi. These four things, Krishna eternally resides in these four places. So by service to the Tulsi tree, Tulsi plant, one can very quickly please Krishna. Okay? Madhav Mohini, you have Tulsi in your house? No? Yes? Okay. Prem is translating. So even the poorest person can please Krishna just by watering Tulsi, just by seeing Tulsi. So he had a big garden of Tulsi and he was taking care of Tulsi. He'd pick flowers and soft manjari's leaves. He would make garlands for Jagannath and send. So he was fully absorbed in that. Then there were two sisters who saw him. They were prostitutes, not of good character. So the two sisters saw this fellow. Generally in this world, if someone's happy, everyone becomes envious of them. That's why someone becomes devotee, everyone becomes against them. Why that person's so happy and I'm not happy? So these two sisters made a bet between themselves. Which one can catch him? Which sister can catch him? And the sister said, if you catch him, then I'll become your slave. The other sister said, if you catch him, I'll become your slave. The two sisters came in competition. So one of the ladies was very intelligent. She also came putting on tilak, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And she not talked to this Maharaj. She not talked to this devotee. But she also began serving Tulsi, like bringing water, bringing cow dung, picking up the... But she not spoke one word for 6 months. But she also doing Tulsi Seva. No, because if devotee sees us helping them in Krishna's service, they become so much indebted. Oh, I love Krishna so much, but I cannot serve him perfectly myself. So if someone helps a devotee in service to Krishna, that devotee becomes very indebted to that person. Or this person is helping me increase Krishna's happiness. They're helping me increase Krishna's service. So this lady was doing that. Then one day it was raining. And this lady made sure she got caught in the rain. So all the rain was there on her body. So her sari was sticking to her body, And she was a beautiful lady, prostitute. So the devotees saw that and, oh, this poor lady is in the rain. So he called her in the hut, just in there. Oh, come here, out of the rain, Because 6 months she's doing service. So she came in the rain, out of the rain into his hut, and of course was cold and he was a little old. So he was lying down and the lady was, oh, Maharaj, you must be very tired. I see you are serving so much. Anyway, so she began massaging him. And one thing led to another thing. Hare Krishna. Somehow he became entangled with that lady. So then this man forgot everything about Krishna, about devotion, about Tulsi, because he's now fully absorbed in this lady, fully in love with this lady. And when material absorption comes, who remembers Krishna? No one. The nature of material enjoyment, one forgets Krishna. The more we become absorbed in this body and that which is related to the body, the further you go away from the soul and Krishna. So he forgot all about Krishna, but Krishna cannot forget about his devotees. So Krishna become full of compassion. Oh, before he so much loved me, so much devoted to me, now his mind is going somewhere else because of this lady. So Krishna himself, Jagannath himself made a plan. Of course, if you see the temple of Jagannath, then how opulently they serve Krishna there. So especially Jagannath had a big golden plate. A big golden plate. So this lady was with this devotee, but she was a prostitute at the end of the day, so she also needs some money. So she began demanding no money, no honey, no. So he's thinking, where I get money? So anyway, he was thinking like that, how I can get some money to please this lady. She should stay with me. I love her so much, like this. So Krishna took a disguised form and stole his own plate from the temple, a golden plate. So he came in disguise and he gave to this man, or he gave to the prostitute and said, oh, this man, your lover, has sent this. So the prostitute was very happy. So she kept that golden plate under her pillow. And in the morning, of course, when the priests came to wake up Jagannath and to give him breakfast, the golden plate is gone. So this is a huge scandal, right? So, of course, all the priests were brought forward. Did you steal the plate? No, we didn't. And really, they did not steal. So the king was amazed. What is this? The priest, who has stolen the plate? So, there are many ways. They began examining many questions, the guards, this and that, but no one took the plate. Then Krishna himself came in a dream of the king. This prostitute has stolen the plate. So the king went there with the soldiers and they went into the lady's house, and of course they found the golden plate. Then they began threatening, you, we'll kill you. Where'd you get this from? She said, I never stole. Who stole? This devotee, he gave to me. No. So they arrested the devotee and threw him in jail. Of course, then he came to his senses, that lady was not there, and the lady, of course, had betrayed him. So his heart was broken in that way. And also in jail, and he was hearing, he came to his senses, what I'm doing. I'm so fully engaged in Krishna's service, but I gave up the service of Krishna. Anyway, so in jail, he came to his senses. Then the king wanted to punish him, some death punishment or something. So Krishna himself came in the dream of the king. No, I stole the plate. I did that. So normally if someone steals a plate, they get very bad reputation. Thief, everyone calls that person thief. But Krishna, no problem. Krishna does not mind such a bad reputation as long as it benefits his devotee. All bad things should come to me, Krishna thinks. But my devotee should always, auspiciousness should always come to my devotee. So anyway, then the king realized this devotee is not ordinary devotee. Otherwise, why Jagannath himself stealing the plate? So the man was released from jail and everything. That the story was told. Then the devotee could realize how much Krishna take care of me, how much Krishna have affection for me. So much he wept, and he changed his heart, and again he became absorbed in the service of Krishna also. Sometimes we see some misfortune come, and many times maybe some devotees also become weak. I came to devotion, become free from problems, but there's still so many problems. This devotion has no power. So many obstacles come, and they give up devotion. But devotion does not mean there will be no obstacles. Devotion means there may be millions of obstacles. But these obstacles, given by Krishna, a chance for us to develop. This is for our strength, our mercy, to give mercy to us, to help us to develop. Anyway, so one who's serving with Krishna, one who's serving Krishna with love, Krishna himself give some inspiration. Krishna himself take full responsibility for that devotee. And the ultimate example of that is the gopis. In separation, then who himself removes that separation? Krishna take full responsibility himself of removing the separation from devotees. So whether practicing devotee or perfect devotee, in both instances, Krishna takes full responsibility for maintaining and protecting them. So this is prema, loving relationship. As devotee gives everything for Krishna, Krishna also gives everything, including himself, to such devotees. So today is Ekadasi. Let's see if my useless brother, he said he joined the class. Of course he didn't. Jesus. Anyway, does anyone have any questions? Anyone? I recommend everyone try and learn these 4 seed verses of Bhagavat Gita. Okay, Vilasini, you know these verses?
Can you repeat them? Can you repeat them again, please?
Chapter 10, verse 8, chapter 10, verse 9, chapter 10, verse 10, chapter 10, verse 11. Okay, Vilasini,
Thank
can you
you.
remember them?
I will try.
Vilasini,
Told I will try.
okay, it's not hard, 4 days. If you learn one word an hour, you can learn one verse a day. Okay, these seed verses of Bhagavat Gita. Okay, does anyone have any questions?
Gurudev, Dandavat Pranams. Can I ask some question?
Okay, only if they're normal questions. Nothing
I will
about
try,
unicorns,
sorry.
fairies,
Uh,
unicorns, fairies, chakras, and dreams. Those questions are not allowed.
um,
Okay, what's the
I'm
question?
just thinking, can we serve with pure love if we have material body, or we
Of
just
course.
trying to learn?
That is the process of sadhan bhakti, right? So what's your question again?
If it's possible to serve with pure love, or we just trying how to do this and prepare for the next birth?
That's a great attitude, isn't it? Many devotees achieved perfection in the past. Why you will not be one of them?
I don't know.
I don't know. If we follow the path properly, then why you won't get the result? Did Krishna say, everyone will come to me except Saraswati from Ukraine? No, if we follow, it depends on our practice. And more than our practice, it depends on how much we try to get the mercy of the devotees. Because at the end of the day, our practice is pretty weak. So we're not depending too much on our practice. We are depending more on the mercy. So if we act in such a way to get that mercy, then definitely we can achieve in one lifetime. Okay?
Maharaj, I have a question.
Okay, who's this?
Drake from Bend, Oregon.
Okay. I'm just on my phone, so it's quite hard to find out
no
who's
worries.
speaking. Okay, what's your question?
I was thinking about, I don't obviously know much. So, and you were explaining, you kind of answered already in explaining that we learn how to serve Krishna by association with people who already know. But I kind of got stuck on a point where if he is already completely content in his own self, what can we actually do for him?
Nothing.
Right.
But he's also very kind. He doesn't need you, but he's very kind. He gives you a chance to serve him.
Okay.
And by that, you will become happy.
Yes.
How can you give something to someone who already has everything?
Yeah, exactly.
So he's also, but he's very kind. Some example Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj used to give. The father gives $5 to the son, and the son makes something for father's birthday or Christmas or something, right? Maybe draws a crown picture, a picture with crowns, or he makes something. And he gives it to the father. What does the father do with that painting? Does he say this is useless and stupid and screw it into a ball and throw it in the waste paper bin?
No, he loves it.
So you go, oh, very nice thing. Why?
Yeah.
Because affection is there.
Yeah.
So Krishna not need anyone or anything, but if you give something with love and affection, Krishna also is so much happy to take it. But don't think Krishna need my thing. Actually, Krishna's accepting of something is also mercy.
Yes.
Because if Krishna, the devotee offers something to Krishna and they don't take it, then the devotee becomes sad. So even Krishna's acceptance of service is also his mercy. Just like you look in the mirror, who feels happy? You are the mirror.
Right.
So you serve Krishna, who feels happiness? You will feel happiness.
Yes, that makes sense. Thank you.
Okay. Try and make a vow today. From today, I won't eat any more meat or eggs.
Beautiful. I will do that.
Okay. Today's an auspicious day. Very good day. Ekadasi. Sarah's doing Ekadasi.
Yes, we're doing.
How do you feel?
We start it tomorrow.
I think our Ekadasi is, I'm pretty sure our Ekadasi is tomorrow.
All right, I'm in India, different time zone. Okay, also, any other questions from the people?
I have a question.
Yes.
Explain more how Tulsi serves Krishna.
Okay, so in the spiritual world, she has the form of a gopi. You know what a gopi is, right?
Yes.
Okay. So samasta vaikunta siromani si Krishna sa brindavana damana dadadikara vrishabhanuputre brinde namaste charanaravinda. So in the spiritual world, she has the form of a supremely attractive gopi. Her name is Brinda Devi. Brinda. And actually, Brindavan is named after her. It's her forest, Brindavan. Right? The Van, the forest of Brinda. So she's in charge of all services related to Krishna. She's in charge of that. She's in charge, all birds, what time they should sing, all seasons, what time they should manifest, no? What breeze should blow, everything. She's in charge. She's the complete Lila Shakti. She's in charge of arranging everything for Krishna's pastimes. But in this world, she comes in the form of a plant. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
Because that spiritual form, we are not qualified to see that or reach that. So she comes in a very, very accessible, very merciful form of the Tulsi plant. Very easy to see. And even, anyway, so easy to please her. 6 ways to serve Tulsi. Just by looking at her, you're serving her. Okay, so, but try to look with a devotional I'm serving you by looking at it. So looking, just darshan, seeing Tulsi, bowing to Tulsi, praying to Tulsi, planting Tulsi, watering Tulsi, offering prayers to Tulsi, thinking of Tulsi. These 6 ways you serve her. And she's very dear to Krishna. Therefore it says, Savatyagi Krishna Tavapatra Manjari Bilasi. Even you offer Krishna 56 different items, but no one Tulsi leaf, Krishna doesn't eat it. That means Krishna likes 1 leaf of Tulsi more than thousands of types of pizzas and lasagna. And just 1 Tulsi give him so much happiness. Was that your question? What was your question exactly?
Yeah, just to hear more about how Tulsi serves.
So there she's doing so many services, but in this world we can achieve her mercy just by these 6 ways. Walking around her, just watering her. Like on our land, we've got maybe 50 tulsis. Every day I try and take off the big manjaris. What do you call them in English?
Manjaris.
Yeah, that's not English. Anyway, every day we try and do
Bud.
something for her. Yes. Was that a question? Okay, anyway, by serving Tulsi, I think within 8 miles of a Tulsi plant, that place is as good as Vaikuntha. So many glories of it, so many glories of Tulsi there. Okay, we wear neck beads of Tulsi, we chant on Tulsi. So she's like the guardian of devotion. The guardian of devotion. Without her mercy, no one can enter the spiritual world. Yes. Drake, you have Tulsi at home? No.
Yes, I got gifted some a while ago that I wear every day. It's beautiful.
How can you eat eggs with Tulsi? Then Tulsi feel bad.
True, it's very disrespectful.
Okay, so don't do it again, no problem. When are you coming to India?
I would love to. It's been crossing my mind more frequently for a while. I guess as soon as I'm allowed to with the COVID thing.
Right. Yes. Anyway, keep your money safe.
Yes, saving.
For that, keep the kidney warm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, where's Dave? He's gone. Okay, he's gone. Okay. Anything else?
Marcel,
Yeah, oh yeah.
Yes.
Drake, you can go ahead with your question.
Okay, thank you. I was curious if it is okay to, if we're, I guess my question is how to cultivate a more pure devotion. And if it's okay to actually pray for that, or if
Yeah, sure. Because we're praying devotion because devotion makes Krishna happy. So a prayer devotion is not for yourself, it's actually for Krishna's pleasure, so it's allowed.
okay, cool. Because it feels selfish. It feels like
No,
an
no,
egoistic,
no.
like a save me kind of thing. You know?
Oh, Krishna, save me so I can serve you. So it's ultimately for Krishna's enjoyment. So it's
Okay.
not a material prayer.
Cool.
Right? There's a
Yes.
story. One time, Krishna's cowherd boy friends, they were surrounded by fire. So all the cows and the boys were about to be burned to ashes. So they prayed to Krishna, save us, save us. So Krishna came and drank the forest fire. That was done at one place called Davanala Kund. Have you been there, Lady Kishore? It's just there inside the parikrama. Hello? Okay, so one time I asked Gurudev, 3 years I had to ask. First year he did not. I said, Gurudev, what type of devotion is that? Because the boys are asking, save me, Krishna. He said, they are saying, oh, Krishna, save us, because if we die, who will serve you? So their prayer for Krishna to save them was ultimately also for Krishna's enjoyment. Hang on, there's someone at the door. Oh, Krishna, if we die, you will feel sad. No, my friends are all dead, so you should save us for your happiness. Hang on. Oh my God. Shamala's, here we are. Shamala's daughter, about 100 people, and her unfortunate husband. Come here. Okay. Haribol. Okay. Anything else?
Maharaj, I have one question. So
What?
I have a question. So through Gyan, only through Gyan, our aparabdha karma is burned, and through bhakti, our aparabdha and our prarabdha karma is both burned.
Right.
So by karma, this karma does what? It just brings us, like, if we develop niskam karma,
Hey,
just
guys,
brings
shut up. Sorry?
by niskam karma yoga, this becomes like favorable for devotion, but it can't do anything as far as getting rid of your prarabdha or your aparabdha
You
karma.
can, sure. That's in end of 5th canto Bhagavatam. The process of prayaschitta, or performing a materialistically pious activity to erase the effects of a previous sinful activity, this has some result, but it cannot purify the heart. So Sukadev Goswami gave the example of an elephant bathing. Elephant takes bath, right? He's clean. But when he comes, did anyone see my photos of the elephant yesterday? Anyway, change the topic.
Yes.
When an elephant takes bath, he's clean. But when he comes out, what's the first thing he does? He rolls in the dust. So the performance of karma yoga, then some freedom is there from karma, but the heart is not purified because again he does the same activities. Right? So niskam karma yoga cannot purify as much as gyan. Because if one has knowledge, then he won't do the activities in the first place. Like if someone does a bad activity, he's put in prison, he can't do the bad activities, but the desire is still there. So only when his heart is reformed, then he'll give up by knowledge, then he'll give up the desire to perform the sinful activities. Therefore, Gyan is superior to Niskam Karma Yoga.
Okay, and then the second part to my question is, So the Bhagavad Gita is broken into 3 sections, the first being karma, the first 6 chapters. But the 6th chapter of that karma section is Dhyan Yoga. So where does Dhyan fit in? Is that part of Dhyan, or is that like, does that?
In 6th
Because
chapter, Krishna explained Niskaram Karma Yoga purifies the heart. Then one can enter into the state, then one can do yoga. And when the perfect stage of yoga, then he can enter into devotion. So the end of the 6th chapter, actually Gyan is also discussed in 2nd chapter, but mostly it's discussed in the last 6 chapters. But some Gyan is also there in the 6th chapter. 2nd chapter also. Gyan means what? Knowledge of the difference between the body and the soul. That's Gyan. So even that's in the 2nd chapter. But most people cannot realize that. So by performing Niskam Karma Yoga, one becomes purified, then he can realize. Krishna also glorified Gyan also in the first 6 chapters. Right? Krishna says, I forget which chapter, even one spark of this transcendental knowledge can burn to ashes like a mountain of sin. I forget which verse, chapter that's in. I think that's also in the 6th. 3rd chapter, it's there. So also not just it's only the first 6 chapters only deal with karma. Some Gyan is there also. Some yoga is also there.
And throughout
But
these
mostly
6 chapters, many times they it's told that Niskam Karma and Gyan are the same things.
Yeah,
How to
Niskam
understand.
Karma, Gyan and Karma, Krishna described is not 2 things. It's one thing. Immature stage is Niskam Karma Yoga. When it's mature, it becomes Gyan. Like Krishna says, Karma and Sankhya is not 2 things, it's one thing. Like it's described, Karma, Gyan, Bhakti, these are not 3 different things. It's like 3 steps on one staircase. Karma, Niskam Karma matured, transforms to Gyan. When Gyan transforms pure, it becomes into Bhakti Yoga. So these 3 are actually 3 stages of the same thing. Okay.
Guru Maharaj, my Dandavats, can I ask one question quickly?
Okay, quickly. Hang on. Just 2 minutes, huh?
Okay.
Yep.
Um,
No, I
if
wasn't
we
saying
don't,
you. I was told.
if we don't, okay, if we don't have Guru, can Krishna accept our offerings because our heart isn't pure? So if we don't do offerings through our Gurudevs, could Krishna have ever accepted anything we've offered before?
Why not?
Because he
If
said
someone has no
I
knowledge
accept
of Krishna,
from
they pray, "Oh Krishna, save me, help me." Definitely Krishna will hear that. There are millions of people worshipping Krishna. They have no guru. But you cannot say Krishna just ignoring them and all their efforts are useless. Right? Complete, more complete, most complete. If someone has no guru, he cannot chant Krishna's name. He can also chant. Right? If someone has no guru, he can also worship Tulsi, no problem. But with guru, then becomes more perfect. Right? Right?
Yes. Okay, that makes sense. So Krishna's
Complete, more complete, most complete, things like that.
okay.
Of course, if we offer with guru and chant with guru, that is, of course, superior. But you cannot say if someone has no guru or everything they do is useless. You can't say like that either, Tika? Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. Okay, I think tonight we're coming back to Vrindavan. So we'll see everyone there.
Yay.
Haribol. Okay, thank you very much.
Dandavad.
Hey, maybe Lavin and Kevin, maybe we could speak in, are you going to be awake in 1 hour? Lavin, Kevin?
Полная, наиболее полная, самая полная. Конечно,
Yes, will be
если
awake.
Yeah,
We'll
yeah,
be
yeah.
awake, Maharaj.
I'll be.
это
Maybe in
наиболее-
half an hour we can do a Zoom class. Just got to discuss this London thing, okay? I'll send you the link in half an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Haribol, thank you.
Radhe.
Dandavad
Maharaj. Dandavad Maharaj. Dandavad. Haribol.
Safe travels.
Yeah, be safe, eh?